One really fun element that you can add to Google Sheets would be the addition of emojis. And this would be really great with young learners or really anyone. Now, we've added emojis to a data validation piece, meaning that when students come to a cell, they'll have a drop down option that they click on, and then they would click on an emoji to reflect their response. Now, this might be what a good idea for an assignment reaction, how they felt about the work that they did, whether it was a happy face, I was so on it, or maybe I had some trouble, so I'm going to put a sad face. To do this, we'll head on over to a sheet where this doesn't exist already and click in the cell where we want this to appear. From here, open the Data tab and then select Data Validation. Under Criteria, you'll click the drop-down arrow and then select List of Items. Click in that text box and we'll begin adding our emojis. Now, to do this, if you're on a Windows computer, you can press the Windows key plus the period and, the Windows key plus a period, and you'll notice that you have a nice little emoji keyboard that appears here. If you're on a Chromebook, you may consider installing an extension like the one I have up here called Emoji Keyboard by Joy Pixels, and it will work the exact same way. All right, so again, click in that field and then press the Windows key plus a period, and now we have access to our emojis. So we want to go ahead and select the ones that would be most appropriate. Now, depending on the use of this drop-down menu, you might choose all sorts of different things. But we're going to go ahead and stick with reactions. So a smiley face, meaning everything was great. Maybe a mind blown option. A kind of sad face. And we'll just leave it at that. Then once I've added in all of the emojis that I'd like, I just X out that keyboard. And then I'll need to come back, and this is very important, and enter a comma between the different emojis. Once that's done, I'll just select Save. And then I have my drop-down menu that appears here. Now remember, to have a little test area, we're going to go ahead and click on that cell, hover over that little square until I get the crosshairs and drag it down a few. Now I can test it out super simply. Click on the drop down. My mind was blown. And so when I click on that option, it appears here in this cell. Now you'll also notice that this emoji is kind of tiny, so it's a little bit difficult to actually determine what it is. So you can actually just change the font size by selecting those cells and change it to whatever font size you want, maybe even 18. And now it's more visible. And so when I change it here, it will change in that cell as well. I'll just come back over to row 3, click on it, right click, and delete that row so that I don't have that response showing anymore. And that's how you can add emojis to a drop-down option in Google Sheets.